what's up YouTube? My name is Civics, and today I'm going to be doing a drive breakdown against one of the most meta defenses in the game, cover 2 man or 2 man under out of the dime 1-4 formation. So to understand this defense, it's basically just going to be deep halves on both these safeties, and then man to man across the board. So what makes this defense really good is you have 8 DBs in coverage. First of all, you have 8 DBs in coverage, all in usually press man to man, and you have these 3D linemen. What makes it really good this year is that these D linemen, or what some people like to do is in two, but and QB spy this last DN. So you would just have to navigate your way around the pocket when one of these guys gets shed. But that's what makes his defense really good, is that it just sheds a lot more than it has in previous years for just a 2 or 3 man rush. So what I like to tell myself when I'm playing this defense is just stay patient and just take your time with the reads. Obviously, you always want to do that, but against this defense, I don't like to throw anything kind of in like tight windows. I feel like that's what I would find myself doing a lot, is throwing things in tight windows and kind of just forcing passes when they would kind of get open, because I don't know, my wide receivers wouldn't get open a lot. So that's where you just need the right plays and sometimes just the right hot routes just to beat this defense. So you'll see right here when I see him come out and cover 2 man, I'll automatically audible to bunch X nasty, and I'll go to smash return. Now the reason why I call smash return here is circle, this little return route, is a little different than a regular stock return route. It feels like it just runs better out of this play. So that's why I called this play in specific. Then I put my tight end on a corner route. This tight end corner route usually does really good against man coverage. It's my go-to against man. And I have this streak over top for a couple purposes. On either the guy manned up on this on T Higgins will sometimes bump into the guy manned up on my tight end, since these routes are so close, and it'll help sometimes. Really rarely it will mess me up and my tight end or wide receiver will bump into each other, but for the most part it'll make these DBs bump into each other, and I'll get either this streak or this corner out open. So like I said, it's a there is usually a deep half here, so that's why I have this corner route to force this safety into a curl flat, and then I have either this streak over top or this post. If this safety stays in a deep half and my corner route doesn't get open, because like I said, it is good against man, it's not a guaranteed completion. So if this guy's covered, it's a deep path, and my streak, yeah, my streak's not open, then I will throw this post over top under the deep path if he's able to beat his man. So that's what's tricky about man, is that yes, this is a pretty good play against man coverage, but it's not ever a guarantee that any of these guys are going to get open, because that's just what it is. Um, so you'll see right here, I snap, and you'll see this tight end corner out just goes crazy on this. You'll see this PS2 right here, best DB in the game, and you'll see he fries him by like 5 yards. So that's why I called that play really good. You'll see right here, I'll go back to the tight end corner route. I really like tight end corner routes against man coverage, specifically when they're on the D line in this not on the D line, on the down on the line and this blocking stance, because when you hot route a tight end in the blocking stance, it runs a lot sharper. Whereas if they weren't in the blocking stance up like a wide receiver, it would just be a regular wide receiver corner route, which goes a lot deeper. So that's why I like this tight end corner route. This drag through the middle, usually, sometimes when people try to press, it just won't give them a press animation, and they'll be able to just run right past them for sometimes a first down, sometimes more, sometimes like a couple yards, just depends. But yeah, that's why I called that. And this I have this dig right here over the the top just last second. Usually this user will run to this drag or this tight end corner route, and then I have this dig right here to come in at the end of the play. See right, so you'll see right here at snap. Also, I forgot to mention this. This guy is shading underneath, so that's why I left this fade here. If this guy was to um put this safety into, I realistically should have put T Higgins in a corner route so I can make him curl flat this safety the same way I'm doing on this side, and then I can have this fade over top because you can see his he has beat his man, but because of this deep half, I still can't throw this. This still is an open pass. So right here at snap, and you'll see, like I said, he's shaded underneath. This is why I put this running back route on the field. You'll see with him shaded underneath, I'm able to throw it for a bunch of yards. Whereas usually, if you man up a running back streak, it won't get open. But in this case, with shaded down man, you'll see me get shredded right there too. As a 3-man rush. Yeah, in this case with the shade down man, he can get open over top. Okay, so right here, I try to switch it up, and I try to go with this crosser. I go motion angle. I believe this plays motion angle Y wheel out of the Jax. I'm in the Jax playbook for this game, by the way. Yeah. So I have this crosser. The reason why I snapped this play is because a lot of these stock routes are usually really good against beating on most main coverage. At least you'll see I have this sharp corner out right here, which is usually really good against man. I have this crosser, which is really good against man, and you just see me throw this RB streak, and it's the same concept with the shade underneath on this tight end wheel. If he was to shade underneath and he doesn't have the deep pass here, usually I would be able to throw this over top if the man is beat. So you'll see right here, I snap, and I'm still expecting the safeties to be in the curl flats. So right here, I possibly could have tried to like freeform circle maybe, but really just would have been a risky throw. So yeah, he switches into the curl flat. So my corner route's not open, crosser's not really open, running back's not open, and my tight end. This is just a really difficult throw. So right here, you'll see, like I said, one of the main um cons of this defense. You see, I'm able to just get right out of the pocket, and I roll out. I do get hit, but you see I'm able to roll out for 6 yards. I didn't want to take a hit there. Usually don't want to get hit with your quarterback, but there's a lot of QB fumbles, but you just don't want to get your QB tired. So right here I'll come out and flood H post. The reason why I call this play is this corner out right here. You'll see I'm expecting this safety to be in a curl flat, or both these safeties to be in curl flats again, because he just played good defense there. I'm not expecting him to switch it. You'll usually find yourself running a lot of either similar plays or the same play against cover two man, because as you can see, or because it's man to man across the whole field, um there isn't really much adjustments to make. You might change what your user's doing or change what your safeties are doing, but for the most part it's going to be the same thing every time. So right here I have this shallow corner route and I stemmed it down. So this curl flat, I know he's not going to be able to get aside to the sideline. So that's why I picked this play in specific. Then I drag my tight end, put T Higgins on another corner route because I was kind of just hoping he didn't curl flat this again. I realistically should have done like a fade on this side, like I had in the last play that I showed earlier where he beat his man. I realistically should have ran something like that, but and then oh no, actually, oh yeah, and then I put my running back into an out route. So you'll see right here once I snap, I do have my running back right here. I can try to freeform circle right here, but I'm not sure how this would go. I feel like this is kind of just a risky throw. And he does curl flat this left side, so my corner route doesn't get open either, and my drag just really gets jammed here. So you'll see this is the best part about this man coverage. None of my routes are even fully finished yet, and you see his D tackles already shed me too. So D tackle shed me. I had to just dump it off to the running back and only get 1 yard. But I just took what I can get right there. That's usually what you want to do against this defense, is take whatever you can get. So right here, audible back to bunch. We'll go smash return again, like I said. Same concept I used earlier. And I really just put this running back on a wheel route just in case if he doesn't man it up. Because a lot of people will just like to do hard flats or something, because most running backs will be on like a table route, in route, out route. So right here, he does man him up though. Same thing, curl flats again. So this is the reason I ran this play. His curl flat drops all the way down, and I get Brock Bowers over top. Blue pass, but unfortunately, I get a bad pass animation to force a fourth down. Obviously, in most cases, that's a touchdown, but I get unfortunate. But that's all right. All right, so right here, he's gonna come out in. Most people that do run cover two man will usually switch to a cover zero look in the red zone, because as you just or yeah, as you just seen, man is just simply a lot harder to beat in the red zone. Because at the end of the day, there's no like confirmed way to beat it. You're just gonna have good routes that you hope beat it. So if they don't, there isn't much you can do. So that's why I usually want to have better routes that you know have a higher percentage at beating man coverage than most other routes. So right here, this is a great example. These two routes are usually do very well against man. This route in specific on number 15, Crabtree. He'll right here, he'll cut up, and if he doesn't get pressed, he'll fly. He'll just fly off and run like a speed out. And I like this route. I like keeping this route too, because he runs kind of right like behind him, so I can throw it in this little window. And I have this right here. Actually, let me play this out so I can show you the setup, the full setup I ran here. Okay, so right here, this is setup. I went on tight end zig. The reason why I put this tight end zig is I feel like it just does really, really well against man. It runs so short that it's also really hard for a lot of any zones to get here, because most zones just don't come all like you would need to stem your zone all the way down, and even then, a lot of if you played a good amount of Madden this year, you know, hook curls aren't really, at least on these DBs, aren't really the best. They usually just match onto other things that they shouldn't. So yeah, so that's why I ran the setup right here, and I have this Texas route on the running back just to have him through the middle. So this guy, notice how all my routes are kind of going away from each other. There's no way for him to user all these routes at once. He would need to user. He's either going to user this over here, or he's going to user this. And because he's in man coverage, it's going to make it a lot harder for him to switch stick. So he's going to have to choose. I'm going to have to hope my guys win on this side, and he's going to have to choose between using outside or over here. So you'll see right here, I snap, and you'll see that corner route. I'm not sure if he route committed, or if he just or if my guy simply just won on his route. But you'll see right here, blitz comes into, and I throw his touchdown. So I'll just run that back one more time. Yeah, so right here, he sends a heavy blitz. I honestly didn't expect him to blitz, because as you just seen, he was sending three at me every play. But it does make sense for him to blitz. It is fourth down. So yeah, right here, like I said, he does have to choose, and he chose he used the running back. The guy manned up on the running back, and he left. That was his user's assignment for the play. So he did get the pressure, but he sacrificed his coverage, leaving. Um, if I did have time, I would have been able to throw my tight end too, most likely. But yeah, he sacrificed the coverage for that pressure. But you can see right there, I'm just able to throw another corner out and get a touchdown. That's going to be it for this video. If you're looking to get better at Madden, make sure to go to the Madden Academy in the description for ebooks and courses. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment which you would like to see next, if you would like me to go over a specific defense or anything like that.